Welcome back, everybody, to the School Sport Victoria Basketball State Finals. Welcome back to everybody who joined us for the girls' game earlier on. It was Box Hill Secondary College beating Melbourne Girls Grammar. Brent Sternberg and Jamie Hamilton with you, and we're underway for the boys' match.
Quick and fiery,
yes.
fast start before we were even ready. And it's Josiah Patterson who gets us underway here for Bass Coast. For Bendigo, excuse me, we've got Bendigo in the blue. We've got Bass Coast in the red. Teams from all across the state meeting here for the School Sport Victoria State Finals.
Well, they have come from a long way away, so you can't blame them for wanting to get off to a fast start. Both of these teams, like we mentioned before we took that little break, playing well in their pool games.
And it's Tyson Masinovic who's whistled for the first foul. Free throws here for Pattinson for Bass Coast as he hits the first. Perfect from the line that time as well. Full court pressure as well. Beaten pretty easily. And sticking in the man. Shapes up, takes the three. That one's no good. Pattinson pulls down the rebound. He's going to be the leader for this Bass Coast team. Kicks it out to the short corner and the three's no good. Offensive rebound, pulled down, extra pass. Gets up in the lane and almost throws it down.
We should mention as well, Jamie, that Bass Coast just rolling with the 5 players that they've kitted up.
Just the 5 here this afternoon as well. So fatigue starting to potentially become a bit of a factor, and we can see Bendigo Senior Secondary running and wanting to run at any opportunity to really put the fatigue into their legs. Offensive rebound, shots no good. A second offensive rebound denied. Just the verticality of this Bendigo team. Just too big, too tall. And they're running. Ball's already down the other end. Shot denied. Big, tall players in this game today. So the post battle definitely going to be pretty fun. Good ball movement. Deep three taken. That one's short. Loose ball stays in, stays with Bendigo. What a pass. Plays for the foul, gets it. Points count as well. Great start here for Bendigo. Foul's called on Taj Murdoch. Just his first. Bonus free throw here for Riley Johnston McLeod. Very good on three-point play.
I was just going to mention on Bass Coast, having just the 5 kitted up players hasn't really bothered them. Won all 3 of their pool games as they come charging forward again.
Shots no good. Loose ball. Falls the way of Bendigo. Numbers the way of the blue team. And finishing right at the ring is Taj Murdoch. A 10-0 start for Bendigo Senior. It's all come from down this end. Really strong defense. Once again, offensive rebound though, kicking it out. Ball on the ground, jabs one way, hands off to the baseline. Foul called, great play by Bass Coast. And they'll end up with 2 free throws.
A good early moment here for them. They need to put some points on the board and get a bit of a nerve settler. All 3 of their wins in their Pool B were close ones. I think their biggest win was only a 7-point margin over Gladstone Park Secondary College. Wins as well over Berwick Secondary College and Coburg High School. Opportunity here from the 3 throw to finally get on the board, Jamie.
Casey Willis whistled for that foul. Free throw's no good, but the offensive rebound falls their way. Ball on the ground, strong containing D. No look pass, aggressive, extra skip pass. Foul's not called, offensive rebound pulled down again, and there's their first points, and it goes to Archer Reed. Let's see if that can get them hyped up a little bit here. And the dunk's no good, but the offensive rebound is denied as well. Bit of a pep in their step now for Bass Coast. They've got the score. They've got a couple of stops. Let's see if they can convert here. Strong containing D. Double comes, 4 defenders on the ball, which means it has to be an open player. And there it is. It's Tyson Masinovic. Bit of a run here for Bass Coast. Margin back to 5 now. All 5 points unanswered.
Oh.
Loose ball, active hands, busted up. Great play there for Joe Sumas. Here he is. Aggressive to the ring, finishes 7-0 run.
Well, that's what we were saying. They were looking a bit sluggish. They've come to life. The boys from Bass Coast. There we go, boys in the blue and gold, just drying up a little bit.
Pass is cut, ball's tipped out of bounds, goes the way of Bass Coast. A correction, it is sticking with Bendigo. Correct call made in the end. Couple of subs in here for Bass Coast. You saw correction for Bendigo. You saw Coach Steve Black pointing to his bench and saying, hey, what are we doing here? Pick and roll, aggressive into the paint. Tough look with the left hand. The rebound falls the way of Bass Coast, but thrown straight to Bendigo. Active hands once again, manages to stay this way. Spin move, aggressive take to the ring, no good. Bass Coast have locked in now after a slow start.
Had a couple of opportunities there, Pattinson for Bendigo, but great defense from Bass Coast who have turned things around. You're right, Jamie. This boy's been good. Murdoch, I think it is, Taj Murdoch.
Shot's no good. Rebound falls the way of Bendigo. Loose ball, which way's it going? Tiptoes on the line. Bendigo keep possession.
Being able to make those subs as well will be crucial for Bendigo, bringing in the fresh legs.
Especially come that second half. The way that Bendigo are playing is they want to run any opportunity they have, which is the smart play. They have had to slow it down. Ball's on the floor. 3-ball goes up from the 45 and banks in. All those banks that didn't fall in the first game make up for in that one, and they cut off that 6-0 run with a long-range bomb. Extra pass. What a play by Bass Coast. The handoff from Murdoch into the paint. And there's Reed playing like a true center, standing under the ring, demanding the ball.
Taj and Angus Murdoch out there for Bass Coast, but back in position here. Boys from Bendigo.
3-ball's no good, hit every part of the ring except the bottom of the net. Bass Coast have really turned up their defensive intensity these last couple of minutes. That's where it was not working for them at first, and that's where it started to work now. Bendigo get the stop. Put the ball on the floor. Numbers advantage goes their way.
Oh.
And just going all the way to the ring is Riley Bruce, who just ran right down the middle of the paint and demanded the ball, and he got it in the end. And there's the timeout called by Bass Coast halfway through the first half. And they have a 7-point deficit their way, 15-8.
Don't think they'll be too disappointed about that, though. It was looking like they were on the ropes a little bit for the first 5 minutes or so. Been a good response, though, from boys in the red. Sorry, Joe.
In a situation like this where you don't have a bench as well, this timeout, you know, halfway through the quarter, exactly what we expect, almost like a quarter time break. And that's where, you know, if I'm Travis Osmond and the coaching staff, I'm telling these boys, hey, we have to run. We know that Bendigo are going to run, and that's exactly what they did to start this game. They want quick transition points. They want to tire this team out. I've got these timeouts. I can use them, but I need you to give me everything you've got, and then we can have this break. Then you've got a minute or so to have a sit down, have a quick drink of water, maybe have a snake or two, get that sugar going. But if I'm Bendigo, that's all I'm doing. I'm saying, hey, we've got subs. We've got players that can run. If you don't want to run, sit on the bench. And that's exactly what we've seen them do so far. Same with this full court pressure that Bendigo are running. We want every chance to fatigue this team that I can. It's beaten. way too easy. A great take by Misinovic, who just puts the ball on the floor with the up fake. Slowly chipping away at this deficit. Aggressive play to the ring is no good. Ball's on the ground. The Bass Coast are the ones that are running. They're looking like they're the team with the bench at the moment.
It's a good call, yeah.
Great aggressive play by Archer Reed all the way. Goes 94 feet. Playing like a point guard out there is the big man. And it's just that settling three by Riley Johnston-McLeod. Bendigo definitely needed that. Calm the nerves. The response in three is no good. Bendigo pushing. Finds the open corner. Three ball. Flat shot, no good. Offensive rebound, up fake, no foul call. Doesn't matter, he finishes off anyway. Just Johnston-McLeod, he's got the last 5 points for Bendigo.
And that entering three a moment ago that they couldn't quite stick Bass Coast, that would have been huge. Still they lead by 4 points, a 7-point lead at that last intermission.
Looking to go into the paint, there's a mismatch, draws the double, gets the friendly roll. The daft touch there for Archer Reed. He's turned it on coming out of this timeout. Players down, no foul called either way. Aggressive on the rebounds. Archer McLeod once again. He's doing everything for this Bendigo team.
Well, he had to tidy up, but the play, I think it was from Willis, who had a couple of goes and couldn't score himself.
Correction, that one's Kiraly. Excuse me, Kiraly dominating at the moment. Rebound pulled. Bendigo want to run, and they do exactly that. 3-on-3 fast break.
Oh.
Spent it before he had it. Behind the back, looks to go inside. Foot violation called. Bass Coast will take the ball coming out of this slight pause as we have a couple of subs on. Kiraly takes a seat. Harassing D, ball's moving around, deep three taken. He's taken a couple of these, none of them to fall as of yet for Angus Murdoch. And then the kick ahead pass and the extra dump off under the ring. Easy finish in the end for Dreismer. And that those settling shots have extended this lead out to 8 points now. Gets the rolls and it rolls and it rolls, and Misinovic finishing.
I wonder psychologically what the ability to make those subs and seeing fresh legs come on means as well for Bass Coast, knowing that they can't do the same.
But that's when it's on Bass Coast to take those any kind of breaks that they can. You know, the ball goes out of bounds, don't rush to get it. Things like that.
Yeah, street smart.
The shot falls for Archer Reed. And they're not going to rush if the ball's on the ground and take their time with the free throws, things like that. Thought about the three, but decides against it. Bendigo playing a bit slower now, trying to execute their offense. Great containing D, but the step-back jump shot is unbelievable for Kiraly. What a look for the youngster. Ball hits the bottom of the ring. Bendigo looking to push, active hands, ball stays in, great play. He's hit the floor before the ball left his hands. Unfortunate play for Archer Reed, but you credit the aggression.
Been a busy man, Vic Archer, hasn't he? You saw us put his head in his hands as soon as he knew that he'd been pulled up.
Johnston-McLeod checks back in for Bendigo. Ball's on the ground. Extra pass, half a step too late. Three ball goes up. Love the ball movement for Bendigo. Rewarded with the three by Josiah Pattinson, the Vic Country representative. He's done everything. He's just been injected back into this game. He's picked up where he's left off early. 4 Bendigo players attracted on that D. And the strong verticality, and the ball flows their way as well. As we're down to the final 10 seconds, quick shot has to go up. busted up. Really smart play by Josiah Sumas, just knocking that ball out of bounds. And in this competition, the clock doesn't stop, so that signals half-time. An interesting game, a game of runs, ebbs and flows, but at half-time here, Bendigo Senior with the lead, 29-18.
And this is a big deal for Bass Coast, being able to have a scheduled break as well and take a breather. They just probably, in the last couple of minutes of the opening half there, just started to look a little bit laggy. They had some opportunities to put points on the board, particularly that last one that you called well, Jamie, where there was a Bendigo sandwich that the Bass Coast player got stuck in between. Maybe just leaving some points out there, so it's out to an 11-point break at the half-time interval.
Well, that last play down for Bendigo on defense, that sums up what they have the ability to do with these extra legs and with the fresh legs. You can have 3 or 4 defenders attack the one play, the aggressive play, because then they have the fresh legs to be able to scramble out. You know, if that pass ended up coming, the shot ended up attempting to go up, and then that was just too hard for them in the end. And you can, as we have a look, we see the Bendigo bench a lot more up and about, a lot more relaxed. And if we take a quick look in at the Bass Coast bench, then you can see the extra fatigue that they've got. You know, they're a lot more tired, they're a lot more exhausted.
Yeah,
and the second half's really going to be tough for them.
All bar one Bass Coast player taking the opportunity to sit down, whereas you can see the Bendigo boys, basically, you know, half a dozen of them are still upright. So maybe they are getting some hydration in and some snakes, Jamie, as well.
I think we all need a little bit of that at the moment. It's nice to take this short break when we can.
It will be an interesting second half, though. We saw in the girls' game earlier this afternoon that it was the Box Hill girls who really separated themselves. So it'll be interesting to see if something of the same happens in the second half here. They've been able to get themselves, Bass Coast, back to within sort of 3 or 4 points, but no closer than that. They've generally, I should say, had their answers. Box Hill.
Well, we saw Bass Coast coming out to start the game full of aggression. You know, they knew they had to get the jump early if they wanted to, you know, to make a bit of a, you know, anything really happen in this game with running with the shorter bench. But we did see throughout periods, you know, they went on that 7-0 run, cut the margin when it was double figures down to, you know, 1 or 2 shots. So this second half, the start of this second half, the first couple of minutes, pivotal for Bass Coast. They start on the defensive end, so if they can get a stop and then a quick score, it's going to make this game interesting. But right now it sits at 11 points, 29-18, second half just underway. Offensive rebound, but there's a loose ball. Ball goes out of bounds, sticking with Bendigo.
A lot of those 50-50 ones have gone their way in this game, haven't they?
There they go. They start with the turnover. They get it. One-on-one fast break. Aggressive play. Foul called. 2 free throws coming to Archer Reed.
Well, here we go. Then here comes, hopefully for their sake, Bass Coast. The first points of the second half that you mentioned was so pivotal, Jamie.
Casey Wills whistled with that foul. That's his second. Reed to the line. First one hits back iron. He's been doing everything for this Bass Coast team. Pulling down the rebounds, pushing in transition, taking all the shots. As the Vic Country representative corrects the mark on the second one, gets us underway, first points of the second half. Ball on the ground, found a bit of space, taking the most of it.
Oh.
Shots deflected. Here he is once again, is Reed. Ball on the ground, finds the shooter in the corner who takes the three and drains it.
All right.
Big three for Tyson Masinovic. 4-0 start to Bass Coast. Cuts that margin back down. It's at 10 now. There's another stop. Consecutive stops for Bass Coast. Exactly what they needed to start this second half. Ball's whipping around. Aggressive D by Bendigo. Beaten. Aggressive play. No foul called. Falls the way of Bendigo. And they're off and running. Ball on the ground. Finds the shooter in the corner. Might have had a tiptoe on the line. Doesn't matter. The 3 ball goes down. It's Pattinson. Who else?
It's been lethal, hasn't it, from those long-range cracks?
Inside, outside, he's doing everything. Lovely pass inside, foul called. And Reed going to the line once again. Riley Bruce picks up that one.
There's another example of Bass Coast being able to get to the sort of 6-7 point threshold, and Bendigo just having the answers. Another couple of big moments here for Archie.
Making his living at the line so far this game, but he has been not the best from the charity stripe. You can see he's got a wry smile on his face, kind of frustrated. As the margin sits at 10.
Oh.
Gets the offensive rebound though, hands it off. Easy two in the paint. We're back to a single-digit game. 24-32. About 12 minutes remaining. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Which way are we going? We're going the way of Bass Coast. They've done a really solid job so far of getting these stops.
You're already a lot better than the first half. Like we mentioned, so many of those swing calls going the way of the boys in the blue and gold, but not so far early in the second.
Margin sits at 8. Can go to a 2-possession game here with a foul called. Stuck in the corner, finds the shooter. He drives in. Shot gets denied at the ring.
Brilliant.
What a play for Casey Wills, but it's turned straight back over. Numbers the way of Bass Coast. Extra pass. Probably didn't need to make that one. Offensive rebound for Willis, puts it in. And they're just slowly chipping away, and just like that, it's a 2-possession game.
Well done from Archer. He's had a couple of bad moments from the free throw. A couple of big points there.
Bendigo need a score here. There's another stop. The 3 ball's no good. Nobody comes to get the ball from Reed, so he just says, don't worry guys, I'll bring it up. I'll do everything for you guys. Ball on the floor, up and under, no good. There's the rebound, puts it back in. And Archer Reed doing absolutely everything for this Bass Coast team.
His legs are going to be feeling heavy with the other 4 boys on his shoulders.
4-point game. Shot's no good, tipped out. It goes the way of Bass Coast. Just the 4 points so far this half for Bendigo College.
This is the real momentum swing, and this is going to be the part of the game where Bass Coast not having any subs available will really affect them if it does at all.
Drazma is in for Bendigo. Inside, fouls called. They're trying to find Archer Reed. Of course, who else are you going to give it to?
I think they call that the hot hand.
Bass Coast ball on the baseline. 4-point advantage. Inbound, quick 3 goes up, no good. Offensive rebound falls the way of Bass Coast though. They're going to slow it down. Looking to go inside, they do. Reed's been in the key for an eternity, but the ball's turned over. Behind the back, numbers the way of Bendigo. Gets the friendly bounce, does Kiraly. And boy, did Bendigo need that.
It's a huge play. Wonderful piece of skill as well. And against the run of grain. Against the grain, I should say.
Up fake, driving, baseline floater is perfect for Masinovic. Bass Coast are playing like they've got a 10-man rotation. They haven't played any other games today. They're playing full of confidence and with these fresh legs.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Not only 5-man kitted up, but they've already got 3 games in the legs.
Ball's moving, Bendigo, tough look, short. Offensive rebound falls. Good verticality in the paint by Reed. Fantastic defense and gets the stop as well. Foul, travel called. Dragged that pivot foot, waved those points off as well.
I don't recall seeing that called too much today. The referees. Probably should mention the refs, obviously they've been here all day.
They've had 3-4 games under their legs as well. Doing an amazing job. Bendigo with the ball and a 4-point advantage. And now they're the ones who are playing slow. Euro step, aggressive take to the ring. Friendly bounce as well. Kiraly, what a play. He's had himself a nice, handy little game as well. 3 ball goes up. It's well short, and maybe that's the fatigue starting to kick in. Loose ball. Bendigo managed to control it. They have the numbers advantage. Kick out to the corner, and it's a little bit too strong. And another stop for Bass Coast.
I think the coaches will be disappointed with that mistake going forward.
Just trying to be a little bit too fancy. They've still got the lead and the fresh legs as a foul's called on the drive. Bass Coast will inbound from the baseline. Foul's whistled on Mike Curley.
You can see Bendigo's coach Steve Black right up on the touchline, barking instructions.
No rushing here for Bass Coast, trying to go inside to Reed, but it's busted up. Really great play. Numbers the way of Bendigo. Poor pass selection in the end. Leaking out on the fast break. There's 3 Bendigo players chasing that down, but the finish is good nonetheless for Joe Sumas. Worrying signs when you can feel those footsteps chasing behind you. You just hope that the shot's good. That one's no good for Bendigo, but the offensive rebound, they're going to slow it down. They've got a 4-point lead. The finish at the ring is perfect for Kirley. It's not a conventional looking shot, but it doesn't matter how, it just matters how many, and there's +2 for them. Margin sits at 6, a tick under 6 minutes to go in this game. Don't go anywhere, this is going right down to the wire. Oh. Speaking of going down to the wire, there's Murdoch who drains the 3. Just like that, once again, it's a 1-possession game. Ball goes on the floor. Chase down, there's 3 Bass players. Thought about the 3, decides to kick it out instead. Working the baseline. Screen comes at the top. There's step behind the free throw line. Jump shot's no good, looked good. Bass Coast can slow it down. They can tie it up here with a 3. Thought about the shot, decides against it. Cut of the pass was there, but not quite executed to perfection. 2-on-1, fast break. Tries to find the leak in transition. Just kept it in. Loose ball, who's getting it? It goes the way of Bass Coast. There's a player down.
I think we might have had a head. Sorry, Jamie, a head clashing amongst all of that. One of the Bendigo boys, Willis, is a little bit rattled.
So Bass Coast are going to take their timeout here with no sub. Unfortunately, they will take the timeout. About 6 minutes remaining in this game. It's a 3-point advantage.
Well, this is as close as they've been in a little while. They've been able to get it back to 5-6 points, but being a 1-score game now, this is a crucial juncture with just under 6 minutes to play in the second half.
And as we have a look at these replays here, a couple of big shots. The shots starting to fall that weren't falling before for Bass Coast. But then, for the most part, the defensive intensity is where it's really come for them. They've played really, really solid D in the paint. Bendigo Senior Secondary with the size advantage. But when they're forced to play that defense inside, doing a really, really good job.
You can see, we're looking at some of the Bass Coast boys who were commenting at halftime. All of them sitting down, and a couple of them looks like cramping.
The cramping really starting to set in.
Oh, this is going to be a big 4 minutes.
Well, four games where they've had to play the entire 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's
trying. A lot of time under the legs.
Trying circumstances. But, like we say, it's a 3-point game. And they've just been sneaking their way back into it.
35-38. All players good in the end. Still 5 players remaining on the floor for Bass Coast. We don't want to see them have to resort to 4. Aggressive play, hands it off, and manages to stay with them somehow in the paint. There's Archer Reed. Puts it up and in, and it's a 1-point game, 37-38, 3 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. This is going right down to the final possession.
Incredible performance from Bass Coast. noses in front.
Aggressive take to the ring, rims out, offensive rebound. Loose ball, which way does it fall? It falls both ways. We've got a jump ball called.
That's a stalemate if ever I've seen one.
We're going the way of Bass Coast. They can take the lead here. We have a sub in. Kirley comes back in as Drysma takes a seat.
This is going to be a frantic, less than 3 minutes.
No shot clock as well, so that could really be a factor with whichever team takes the lead. Driving in, really strong containing D. Bendigo's D has definitely stepped up as Reed has it in the paint, draws the attention of three, kicks it out, 3 balls up, just rims out. Falls the way of Bendigo. They can take a bit of time off the clock here if they want to. They don't. They need a score. They need a settler here.
Yeah.
Loose ball goes on the floor. No foot violation called. We're tangled up once again. And Bass Coast have it. Slow it down. Get the ball through some hands here. They're looking for Reed once again. Aggressive play, hands it off to Reed. Immediately doubled. Aggressive fadeaway jump shots. Doesn't bank in. Loose ball falls the way of Bendigo Senior Secondary.
A couple of rude missed opportunities there as Bendigo stroll forward, looking for the knockout blow.
Take some time here to Bendigo. Aggressive play to the ring. Ball, player hits the ground, shots up. No foul called either way. One team wants a charge, one team wants a block. Either way, it's 2 points for Bendigo. Just the 12 points they've scored this quarter. Aggressive take to the ring, shot goes up. 2 free throws coming for Angus Murdoch. He's been really aggressive so far this game. His shot has been a little bit inconsistent, but you got to love the intensity that he's been playing with.
Yeah, let's see if he can do from the free throw what Archer wasn't able to do earlier in the game. That's a good start.
Minute 7 remaining on the clock. Clock stopping in the last 2 minutes of this game.
Hold your breath here.
And we're back at a 1-point game. The clock on the scoreboard not accurate at the moment, sitting at about 1 minute remaining. 1-point game. Bendigo still have the lead. They also have the ball. They can dry up some clock here if they want to. Takes the 3, just rims out, but the offensive rebound, no it doesn't, it falls to Archer. Kick ahead pass, keeps it in, foul's called. Go to the line to shoot 2. Will Murdoch, once again, he was just perfect from the line, not the player.
You thought the last 2 were big.
Not the player that Bendigo would have wanted to send to the line. You can see the score there, 40-39. Clock stops at 42.3. The first free throw is no good.
That's huge.
They can't take the lead. They can tie it up with this look. See the frustration on Murdoch. It's the entire stadium in a hush. Gets the friendly bounce. We're locked up at 40 apiece. 40 seconds on the clock. No shot clock as well. So Bendigo can hold it up, but the 3 ball goes up. Just rims out, but the offensive rebound falls their way. Now they can start to really slow it down and just get a good look as the foul gets called on Murdoch.
25 seconds are being told.
Just his first personal. No team in the bonus either. So some solid defense needed. And a score for Bendigo will put them in front. Shot gets denied, offensive rebound falls their way, but it's just thrown straight to Bass Coast. Numbers advantage the way of Bendigo. Aggressive play to the ring. Free throws coming. No, the official says it was on the floor. Bass Coast to inbound.
He's come away properly as well, Murdoch. So he was the one, I think it's Taj who was being, had the cramps at the break.
Basque Coast to inbound. You see they've got a play drawn up. Need to get it in. They go inside to Reed. You've got 3 players on him. Shot gets denied. Offensive rebound. Whistle doesn't blow. A score will put them in front. Shot goes up. It's no good. And a hush falls over the stadium
No one knows
as
what
the
to do.
siren goes, and we're locked up at 40 apiece. Confusion everywhere. As we see Misinovic went down with the cramp.
We're seeing Raf Agostino of School Sport Victoria is going to have a chat to the 2 coaches to try and sort out how we sort out a winner.
But a 3-minute overtime period coming. And you have to think that this favours Bendigo.
Yeah, well,
Bendigo Senior.
it's been a huge effort from Basque Coast, hasn't it? I mean, we've seen the boys really since the half-time break. And we look over there and we see them still dealing with some physical ailments. But they'll be a bit disappointed that they haven't wrapped it up already, Basque Coast. So many points left out there. They've looked a better team.
Well, 2 hours of basketball in their legs for all of them. But this is what you come for. This is what you play for. You play for these overtime periods in the championship games. So it's been confirmed, 3-minute overtime period. If the scores are still locked up, then we go to double overtime, then we go to triple overtime, and so on and so forth.
We will go until we get a winner.
And as someone who has played in overtime games before, nerves kicking in, fatigue kicking in, all of these things. And it's a tale of two teams at the moment. We've got Bendigo laser focused, locked in. They know exactly what they're doing. And for Basque Coast,
How do they play this now, Basque Coast? Do they continue to try and just go for it, or
they've got whatever they have still in them now has to come out. You know, they only want 3 minutes. They don't want it to go to double overtime. Win or lose, 3 minutes. Give us everything you've got for this final 3 minutes, and then we'll assess where we are after that.
So the 5 boys out there in the red jerseys of Basque Coast are the 5 boys that have been out there all afternoon, and here they go for a 3-minute period. What they hope will be just a 3-minute period of overtime.
Bendigo to inbound as they had the next possession arrow. So we're locked in at 40 apiece. We've got some free basketball here for you, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the ball. Bendigo really starting to whip it around, get moving, play aggressive, take to the ring. Shot's no good. Offensive rebound falls and stepped on the line once again. Did Pattinson. Didn't quite set his feet. So there's the stop that Basque Coast wanted. Let's see if they can take the lead for the first time this game. Coming down this way. Slowing it down. Behind the back, aggressive play. Looking for Reed, as always. Trying to find him. They find him in the end. Deep 2 goes up.
Oh,
no good. Looked pretty good.
yeah.
We'll see once again, Misinovic really struggling. The lactic acid really building up. 3-ball goes down for Kirali. And the lead goes the way of Bendigo. And full court pressure here. They want to run this Basque Coast team off of their legs as if they had anything in their legs anyway. Shots denied in the paint. Bendigo off and running. They find Pattinson, who tries, somehow stays with the team in the blue. 5-0 run to start this overtime period, and a timeout called immediately by Basque Coast. And they need it. They are running on fumes at the moment.
Sorry, Jamie, they've just had a little burst, haven't they? The Bendigo boys in the blue and gold. The fresher legs, as you'd imagine, with the subs available. And you can see that the coach from Basque Coast, no doubt, a little bit concerned about how the 90 seconds or so, the first 90 seconds, or a little bit less than that, of the overtime period have played out. They really, towards the end of regulation, they really struggled scoring and didn't look like it, the Bendigo boys, but what is it, a 5-point run?
And that's exactly how Bendigo needed to play, and that's how they started the game. That's how they started the second half as well, but just kind of fell off toward the end of it, is they just need to run. We saw that they started the game running in transition as much as they could, full court pressure the entire time as well, and then just, you know, lapses in concentration and, I don't want to say laziness, but kind of, you know, they're like, oh, we've got this lead, we don't need to run the full court pressure. But that's exactly what they did to start this overtime period, and for the final minute 50 seconds, that's exactly what they need to do.
I have to say I'm a bit disappointed they've gone past their 41-point mark. That's upset me greatly.
Well, they had to. Maybe if one of their free throws had gone down, we would have been a 41-40 victory. But Basque Coast do advance the ball after the timeout into their front court. Here's Masinovic in the corner. Yet to score so far this period. They find Reed, who lost it, got it back, pivots his player out, but gets denied, both by the defender and by the rim.
Oh.
Aggressive take to the ring, no whistle either way. Oh. And the finish, love the aggression for Casey Wills. He's putting the ball on the deck, putting the defender on the deck as well. 7-0 start to this overtime period. Corner three ball hits the corner of the backboard. And Bendigo up and running, full of confidence. Player leaks out, easy two. They're sticking with this full court pressure because they know that Basque Coast can score quickly, which we've seen as we're into the final minute of our first overtime period.
Just a couple of those long-range shots from Basque Coast, just looking tired.
I don't blame them.
No.
Can't blame them at all.
No.
Overtime in the final game. Step back three goes up, just short. And the fatigue down, players going down, and it's all done for Basque Coast. You can see the mental and the physical exhaustion on all of these players. Clock does stop. With about 20 seconds remaining.
Angus Murdoch, who's left strewn on the court, being good sportsmanship there, shown by the Bendigo boys, lifting him up off the court.
He says, no, I'm fine. I want to stay on the court. I want to finish this game. 51-40 in this overtime period. Ball brought up, full court pressure. Nothing easy coming. It's the aggressive take to the ring, and the shot's no good. Bass Strait refusing to give up. They're not going to go down easily. But Bendigo are going to hold it and dribble it out. And they will take the win, 51-40. Unless we have another shot. And we see him think about it, and we all shake hands. And what a game we just witnessed. Massive credit to Basque Coast. Playing with 5 players this entire day. So all 5 players having to run out all 30 minutes, and then an overtime period in the final to go along with it. But at the end of the day, it is Bendigo Senior Secondary College who do take out the Senior Men's Championship in the School Sport Victoria State Championships, led by all of their team, but Josiah Pattinson really dominant throughout the entire game. And some really big shots made by Riley Johnston-McLeod as well, especially when the going got tough.
Just in terms of Basque Coast, they won some admirers, didn't they? The boys in the red jerseys today. I mean, they would have known that they had a tough task, you know, coming out here today with just the 5 boys that they kitted up. And there was a couple of times, particularly late on in the first half of that game, where it looked like it was going to be, you know, Box Hill Senior Secondary College by how much. I think the margin got out to sort of that 11, 12, 13-point threshold, but they did brilliantly to get back, and it took a little while to get back into the game, didn't it? They were able to get back to that sort of 3, 4, 5-point margin. They got themselves right back in the game right at the end of the second half. A fantastic exhibition from the boys in the red kits today.
And then clinical for Bendigo Senior as well, knowing what they had to do to beat this team. Run. We saw when they were running, when they, you know, quick in transition, full court pressure off of scores and things like that. That's when they were at their best. Whereas when they kind of went away from that, which they did through the middle part of the first half, and then toward the last 5 minutes or so of that second half, that's what allowed Basque Coast to get in, and that's when they started running.
Yeah.
They got a bit of momentum, and that's what fought them back into this game and eventually led us to go to that overtime period.
And you see the respect right at the end of the game as well, as the Bendigo boys were keen to shake the hands of the Basque Coast players. No doubt that they, they understand what a great effort that was. In the end, the class and probably just the freshness was the difference in the end. But another good game, one that went right to the wire and then beyond it.
Absolutely, no such thing as a bad time for free basketball.
No. We take a deep breath, man.
A slight pause as we do our grand final championship ceremonies as well.
Good game. Blew us out in overtime. We're missing a few key players. But good job, fellas. Thanks to everyone for running the event. And,
Well done. Hang on, stay out. Do you want to call out your teammates for us? Oh. Can you come, or do you need me to go over to you?
they can come. Archer,
Congratulations, Archer. Well done.
Tyson, Joe, Taj. Oz, do you want one? Do you want one? Get up here. Roxy does not get one.
Congratulations. All right, one more round of applause for our runners of the day. Basque Coast, well done. It's a great fighting spirit all day. And our 2022 Senior Boys State Champions, Bendigo Senior Secondary College. Well done.
Good job to Basque. I couldn't believe there was only 5 of you. We're all stuffed and there's 9 of us. And then great job to our boys, and thanks to the refs and everyone who scored today. Casey, Cody, Jez, Tate, and Riley. And Longer, and Isaac.
Well, that'll do us then, everybody. A wonderful win in the end for Box Hill Senior, that's the girls' game, my mistake. Bendigo Senior Secondary College, who in the end got it done in overtime. An incredible game in the end. We got some free basketball. We all love that. The final score in the end, 51-40 in overtime. Brent Sternberg, Jamie Hamilton. Well done, Jamie. What a great day of basketball.
Always. Any time to do basketball is a good day for basketball.
And it was, as I was mentioning earlier, Box Hill Senior Secondary College, 52-28 winners over the Melbourne Grammar College. A wonderful day here out at the Melbourne Sports Centre in Parkville. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Well done to all the students who competed today. Thank you very much to Raf Agostino and everybody at School Sport Vic as well. And we'll see you around the place on the School Sport Vic social media channels for our next coverage of our next upcoming sport. I'm sure Raf I'm just looking at him next to the screen here. He's a busy man. He makes everything work here for SSV, and he'll be looking to set up the next event that we have. But it'll be across all of our socials, so keep abreast of all of that, everybody. For me, Brent Sternberg and Jamie Hamilton, thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, it's bye for now.